Hi, everybody. I have been so MIA lately. I need to apologize. I've been going through a lot of stuff lately, and I haven't been showing up the way that I should be showing up for you guys. But I just want you to know, even if I don't post, I'm still here for you if you want to shoot me a message. Happy to talk to you guys. But today's topic I wanted to talk about is spiritual bypassing, and why you have to be careful in who you choose to work with as a coach, and also be careful how you choose to handle your own spiritual process. So the idea of bypassing, it's like, like if you have a clogged artery and you get a bypass, they basically go around the blockage. And when you're talking about like emotional or spiritual bypassing, that is basically where you don't deal with your feelings or acknowledge the pain or the blockage that you have, and you just go around it. You basically, like, it's kind of like another form of like dismissing your emotions or stuffing your emotions, or not really dealing with the problems that you're having. And a lot of religions kind of encourage this to a degree. A lot of coaches I have seen, this is what breaks my heart. So you got to be careful who you work with as a coach, because a lot of coaches, what they do is you're having a problem, crisis, you're having some feelings, and instead of helping you identify the feelings, feel the feelings, move through the feelings, work them out, like really handle it in a very healthy way, what they do is they hand you a spiritual bypass. They say like, oh, well, you shouldn't be feeling sad, or you shouldn't be experiencing your pain. You shouldn't be feeling anything other than like joy and happiness and love and whatever. So here's a spiritual bypass. Here's something that you can do to kind of get yourself back in like a flow state, but they never actually help you resolve the feelings that you're having. And this is something that I really encourage you to watch out for in coaches. And it's something that can really draw you into a coach. Somebody who's like just super happy and flowy all the time. They never experience any problems. They're like, their life looks super perfect, and you're like, I want to live a life like that. So you hire them as your coach, and they start teaching you all these ways to get around your negative feelings instead of actually dealing with them. And I'm telling you from personal experience, I'm telling you from my personal knowledge, that is not the best, most helpful thing for you in recovery. If you're trying to recover from a traumatic past, if you're trying to really, really transform your life, putting a bunch of spiritual band-aids on your feelings is not going to help you. It might help you feel better in the short term. It might help you appear more, stable, more spiritual, more joyful, whatever. But if you are just stuffing your emotions, if you're not really identifying your feelings and moving through them in a healthy way, they're going to be bottled up inside you like a freaking bottle of champagne. And like the second somebody shakes you up, your cork is going to pop and you're going to fucking explode. Okay, and that's not what I want for you. Somebody very close to me in my life is going through something similar right now. A lot of stuffed emotions, a lot of things just kept inside, a lot of like, I can handle this. All I need to do is, I'm going to pray. I'm going to just get on with my life. I'm going to bypass it, right? And everything's going to be okay. And then a little shake and they explode. And now they're forced to deal with everything from basically their whole life that they have been bypassing this whole time. And this is why I really want you guys, whether it's me or somebody else, to find a coach who's willing to help you move through your emotions and move through your feelings and move through the blockages in a healthy way that's going to help you actually identify the problems and resolve them, rather than just slapping a band-aid on it. Here's, some spiritual practices you can do that'll make you feel better in the moment, right? And a lot of people get caught up in that. They do these things like, oh, well, here's a meditation book. I love meditation. It is so, so, so helpful. But if you're having like a super real issue in your life that you need to identify and move through your emotions, if you just try to meditate it out without actually addressing what's going on internally, it'll make you feel good for now. But you still have to deal with those feelings. Like that doesn't just go away because you've calmed yourself down, right? So that's something to be aware of. Meditation is an amazing tool. It can really be very healing in a bunch of different ways. And it is a tool that I use with my clients. But there's more to it than that. And when you are resolving a lifetime of trauma, or a painful event, a divorce, a breakup, a death of somebody that you love, a crisis at work, maybe you're experiencing something in your own life where you're like, I just can't do this anymore. Like, I need to overcome this eating disorder. I need to change my career. Like, something is off in me. I need to fix it, right? You can't just move directly to the spiritual life. I mean, you can move directly to the spiritual life, but you can't ignore the feelings. You can't ignore the blockages, right? You have to clear them. And so that's what I help my clients do. And it just really, the whole point of this video is a PSA. Just be aware of coaches who are going to be able and willing to sit with you through the tough times, to move through the blockages, rather than try to just bypass them, so that they don't have to go deep with you, so that they don't have to address like real trauma, real pain. A good indicator of this is if you start crying and the other person gets uncomfortable and they start getting weird, like, that's not somebody that you want to hire as your coach, because they can't handle your feelings. If they can't handle you crying, they're not going to be able to go where you need to go in order to truly like heal and recover, right? You need to find a coach, you need to find a mentor, somebody who can hold that space for you, who can stand in their power, who's been, through some shit on their own, and they can recognize that that you experiencing an emotional release is a necessary process of your healing, and they don't get weird about it. They don't, that they know that like if I'm crying, I want to be able to, the person that I'm talking to, I don't need them to be like, oh my God, it's okay, just stop, I don't want that. I don't want them to be like, oh, can we change the subject? Like, none of that. Like, I want them to just listen to me in a calm fashion, to acknowledge my feelings, to be able to, think clearly, and ask me the tough questions that they need to ask. If I'm crying because I'm really sad about like my divorce or whatever, I want my coach to be able to say, like, I recognize your feelings. I understand how hurt and stuff you feel, but we also need to take a look at, what was your part of this, and somebody who's not going to be scared by your feelings or be manipulated by your feelings. That's really important. If you are trying to find a coach and you're able to manipulate them by crying, or you're able to get them to get off a subject that you need to work through by using your emotions, you don't want to hire that person, because you're never going to be forced to face the things that you really need to face, or take responsibility for your part in the situation that got you to where you are, right? We are all responsible for our own lives. And if you find somebody who wants to help you and they're easily manipulated by you, they're not going to be helpful. It's not, if you want to hire someone to like just cry to, then I don't know, hire a therapist. But like, if you're looking for somebody who's going to actually help you move through the blockages, get your life back on track, get to a point where, you can actually like heal and get some shit done in your life, and get to a point where like you're happy, you're hitting your goals, you're feeling good, but like truly feeling good, not just like spiritually bandaid, whatever you're going through. That, I forgot what that was, the first part of that sentence, but you get my point, right? You need to be able to find a coach, a mentor, somebody who's going to be able to help you move forward in life, and not just allow you to just cry to them, right? I mean, crying is a very powerful release. It's very healing. It can be wonderful for you, but if you're using that as a way to avoid actually dealing with the feelings, then like, you don't want to hire that person. Anyway, if you guys have questions about this, I would love to answer them for you. Or if you've had an experience with a coach or somebody that you worked with in the past who helps you kind of spiritually bypass your blockages instead of helping you actually move through them, I would love to hear about your experience. Just as, learning for me, because I want to make sure that I'm serving my clients in the best way possible. And so I like to have examples of times where people maybe didn't have the best experience, so I know to avoid that in the future. But I'm trying to, this week, my plan is to create a new social media calendar and schedule out some good stuff for you guys. I know I've been very, very quiet the last week or two, but like I said, I've been working through my own blockages, I had a little bit of a crisis, and I'm moving through it. I'm doing the best I can to heal. And I'm not perfect. I try to be as consistent as possible. Um, and that's, something that I can work on. So just wanted to take accountability, or, take responsibility for that, hold myself accountable, acknowledge to you guys, I know that I haven't really been as vocal as I should be, but that is going to change here very soon. And also, I have a new project in the works. I posted about it recently, and I think you guys are going to really, really like it. It's totally different from anything that I've done before. It's going to be an ongoing support system that is going to be very, very reasonably priced. There's a lot of people that really want to work with me who maybe can't afford the services, people who are just like dying to get some support and accountability, but they don't necessarily have the means to do that right now. And I really wanted to create something that is going to be accessible for everybody. So I've teamed up with this amazing person to create a subscription service that's going to be so reasonably priced, but in the best way. It's going to be just enough of a commitment to get everything you can get out of it, but it's also going to be something that is going to be so incredibly valuable that I feel good about the price point that I've put on it. I feel like it's worth 10 times what I'm charging for it, but that's good. I think that's good. So if you're interested in that, shoot me a message or just stay tuned because I will start posting about it very soon. Also, I've started a partnership with somebody else. This is why I've been super quiet the last 2 weeks. I have my own shit I was going through, but I haven't stopped working, you guys. I am still coming up with really amazing ideas and ways to serve you the best that I possibly can. And I've developed a partnership with somebody, and I think it's going to be amazing. And I'm really excited to launch it. We're going to launch it pretty soon, I think. So just stay tuned for that. Things are going to explode really soon. I'm ready for this next stage of my life, next stage of my business, and I hope you guys are too. If this video has been helpful for you, please leave the comments, all the comments, share it with anybody and everybody you think that could possibly benefit from it. And, let me know. Let me know you like my stuff, and I will keep making stuff for you. I love you guys, and I'll catch you later. Thanks for being here with me today. Bye.